Fellow Nigerian students have been sitting at home for 9 months. 9 whole months. And Nigerians are silent as if it is not a big deal. 9 months. Meanwhile, the children of public office holders are conveniently schooling abroad with money stolen by their parents from government. It is shocking that Nigerian students are behaving as if they do not understand or know their rights. Education is a right. The right to education is non-negotiable. It is part of the welfare stipulated in the Nigerian constitutions. 9 months wasted out of your career and still counting. This is not the first time ASUU is going on strike, and it may not be the last. They will just announce to you that ASUU has gone on strike and you will pack your load immediately from the school and you are going home. No. Anytime they disrupt your education, latest the very next day, you should equally go on strike by occupying all Nigerian streets. No federal legislator must resume office if you are not in school. The Minister of Education and the Minister of Labor and Employment must not receive salaries or enter their offices if you are not in school. It means they are not doing their job. If students don't take decisive actions against this continuing malaise, government will not learn to live up to their responsibilities. The children of politicians with whom you were in class last session are already in their next level at universities abroad. Is that the kind of life that you want? This cannot continue. They will graduate before you, return to Nigeria, and their parents will use their connections to get them into good jobs at NNPC, NPA, CBN, and you'll be there riding Okada or participating in their so-called Empower projects. Say no. Say no. Nigerian government is now embarking on a nonsense 3 months employment program where graduates will be sweeping streets and gutters. Even PhD holders apply for that dirty job. Will the children of politicians do that kind of job? Money that government will spend in sustainable employment projects through manufacturing and mechanized agriculture is now being wasted in cleaning gutters, which are supposed to be the responsibilities of local government councils. You must also understand that as their children are schooling abroad, they will also return and be sponsored to contest elections into positions where they will rule over you, your classmates or your former classmates. The old pharaohs are already building new pharaohs to continue from where they stopped. Since you have been at home, the government of Nigeria has borrowed money 3 times. 3 times. And you are the ones that will pay in the future because they still want to borrow, and their loots will be inherited by their children. The current Nigerian government is focusing on borrowing because they are very aware that today's youth may not care to protest against it. That is the sad part of it. The government is borrowing so that it will be difficult for today's children to pay back when oil finally dries up in Nigeria. Thereafter, their children who they are quietly sponsoring into political positions today will continue the horrible dynasties of their parents. That is why Ibrahim Babajide Obanikoro is now in the House of Representatives. His father, Senator Musiliu Obanikoro, was the former Minister of State for Defense, also former Minister of, Ambassador of Nigeria to Ghana. He was also the one that was accused of diverting billions of naira meant to equip the Nigerian army. His son is in the House of Reps. Bukola and Bemishola Saraki rode on their father's horses and went into politics. Father's name. Benila is in the House of Representatives. She's the eldest daughter of Solomon La, former governor of Plateau State. Olumide Oshoba, also in the same house, is the son of Segun Oshoba, former governor of Ogun State. Others in the House of Representatives are either children of Obas or children of politicians. And most of them schooled abroad. Hakim Adeyemi is the son of Obalamidi Adeyemi. Moshood Akiolu is the son of the Oba of Lagos. Shamsuddin Dambazau is the son of the former Minister of Interior, Lieutenant General Abdul Rahman Dambazau. Blessing Onumak is the daughter of David Mark, who was in the Senate for about 20 years after being minister and governor. So the list is on and on. Your previous National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, executives traveled to Abuja during the 2019 presidential election campaign and promised Buhari 20 million votes at a period when ASUU was also on strike. They must have received huge sums of money for that misadventure. How has that inglorious trip benefited Nigerian students apart from the intermittent ASUU strike and the terrible governance we have today in Nigeria? This is not the NANS we left behind. In our days, we had no mobile phones, we had no social media, but we connected and we held government to a standstill during the military regime. You must stand up wherever you are now. Force them to open your school. Don't beg them. Force them to open your schools, Nigerian students. Take your destinies into your hands. Refuse to suffer because of bad government. You are not victims. You are bona fide Nigerian students. Organize yourselves now. Occupy the street. Occupy the states and federal legislature buildings. It is your right. It is your right. Those ministries, they must not open until they open your schools. When you registered for a new semester, you paid your school fees and you got your receipt, and the school signed your application paper. That is a legal document. So it is a duty of government to do their part. Every lecturer received their salaries before the end of the month in the country that we live abroad. The government is supposed to pay you monthly allowances for keeping you at home this long. You deserve unemployment benefits. Where I live today, government has provided free internet services for high school students who study from home because of the pandemic. Do you have such opportunities in Nigeria? Yet, Nigeria is richer than 12 European countries put together, if not for that devilish governance at home. Most Nigerian politicians are certificate forgers, semi-literates, election riggers, budget padders, and husbands to underage girls. You cannot afford to put your destinies in their hands. They do not have your interest at heart. I can bet you that retired Major General Muhammadu Buhari may not be aware that higher institutions have been closed in Nigeria for the past 9 months. He's just there. Buhari's children, Fatima, Hadiza, Safinatu, Halima, Yusuf, Zara, Aisha, they all schooled abroad. Probably to avoid ASUU strikes. Refuse to remain silent, Nigerian students. Refuse to remain silent. Since you have been at home, the Nigerian government has borrowed money 3 times. 3 times. They borrowed in your name. You will pay for the debt many years after the death of Buhari and when our oil has finally dried up. Government has even notified you ahead that by December 2021, the national debt of Nigeria will stand at 38.6 trillion naira. You will pay in the future. Whether ASUU is on strike or not, you will pay. Very soon, this Buhari government will begin to use Nigerians as collateral to borrow money. It is their children they will use. A group of law students have sued the federal government of Nigeria for allowing ASUU to go on strike and keeping them at home. Excellent move. Excellent move. That is what we expect from Nigerian students. It is not enough to say, we move. Move. Don't just say, we move. We want you to really move. Your national and state bodies must sue the government too. Student organizations must sue the government for dereliction of duties. Teach government of Nigeria a lesson so that they can put a final full stop to these insane strikes. Why is it that a Nigerian student cannot predict when he or she will graduate like other countries. Can you see that this government has failed woefully? Can't you see? This government has failed woefully. The APC and PDP government of Nigeria, they looted Nigeria to become the poverty capital of the world. Now they borrow and continue to steal what they borrowed. For how long shall we be silent to this nonsense? In the midst of this, all of them and their children, they live flamboyant lifestyles from public resources. Now, government cannot fund education. Government cannot pay salaries. Government cannot pay pensions. Government cannot build simple roads and bridges without borrowing. Government cannot build standard hospitals. A government that freezes the bank account of citizens for fighting against police brutality is a government without wisdom. A government of thugs. So why are they desperate to contest elections when they know fully well that they are good for nothing? Government that hide and steal children's indomie, meant for palliatives, cannot guarantee you a better future if you do not force them to perform their responsibilities. To he that much is given, much is expected. Women that became pregnant 9 months ago, since your schools were closed, have given birth and they have done the naming ceremonies. Yet you are still at home. As you go on protest, equally demand for the regional restructuring of Nigeria so that each region could have more control over education and other infrastructures and decision making. Arise, Nigerian students, arise and flood the Nigerian streets. Our hearts are very heavy for you, and you have the support of the global coalition for security and democracy in Nigeria. As I am talking to you now, some political miscreants will say, it's abroad and is inciting them. You should come back home now and join them. Such people, they see nothing wrong in your staying at home for 9 months. Left to them, you should even stay at home forever. So if they say I am inciting you, yes, I'm inciting you positively. I'm inciting you for you to stand up for your right. I am inciting you for you to save your lost times. I am inciting you for you to seize the opportunity to become what you will become at a time determined by you, not by political vampires. Government is about the people. And today's Nigeria is in the hands of Nigerian youths. Share this video among your fellow students and take concrete actions now. This strike must not continue. This nonsense must stop. As you do this, please underline this very well. We do not support any form of violence. You must not take the law into your hands, but you have the right to exercise your constitutional right to protest. Do not be violent. We believe in the philosophy of revolution without ammunition. You need these infrastructures when you become leaders of tomorrow. So you don't need to burn, to loot, to destroy public or private property. Underline that. After this message, whenever you hear any other message to counter what I have said, please be wise. Know that they are paid government agents. Do not allow political miscreants and vampires to mortgage your future. When our anthem says, "Arise, O compatriots," it's not for decoration. Now I say, arise, O compatriots. Nigeria, call, obey. Stand up, overcome, and aspire. It is your duty to be free. It is your duty to be educated. We are all Nigerians. You did not escort anybody to Nigeria. Nigeria belongs to each and every one of us.